Coming up next, why the San Diego Police Department is about to be sued by one of its own captains.
Officers from across the country in San Diego to talk ghost guns. Details coming up.
The history of Patrick Henry High School coming to the big screen, and we have your preview.
Running a marathon is a challenge, but try finishing that race
on all 7 continents.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts now. Disturbing allegations of corruption, retaliation, and discrimination against the San Diego Police Department and against its police chief, David Nislight. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan, in for Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal has new information about a lawsuit about to be filed by a current captain on the force.
Captain Alberto Leos has been with the department 36 years. He claims there is nepotism, favoritism, and bullying happening within the department. Among the more disturbing allegations he made today, he says he has been pressured to alter traffic reports, particularly those that involve fellow police officers. And that includes an incident involving the police chief's son, who is also an officer.
Basically tried to force Captain Leos to change it to a Category 2. He refused. Leadership did it on their own. They changed it to a Category 2. Chief Nislight's son faced no punishment or consequences whatsoever. Instead, he got a promotion.
And that was Captain Leos' attorney, John Gomez, who says this is just one example of the culture within the department. Captain Leos says at one point Chief Nislight accused him of leaking information about that crash involving his son to people in the community. Now, according to the discrimination complaint he filed, an investigation by the city attorney's office determined the chief's son did not receive special treatment. However, Leos says evidence he had was never reviewed and witnesses were never interviewed. In August, when interviewing for an assistant chief job, Captain Leos says Chief Nislight brought up the topic again of altering traffic reports, and the chief, quote, pointed to the stars on his collar and said that as the chief of police, he could make changes to any documents he wanted to. Now, Captain Leos claims he's been harassed over his race, that he's been discriminated against because of his race. His attorney drew a line on an organizational chart and compared it to the Mexican-U.S. border and said this is the ceiling for Mexican-American officers at the San Diego Police Department. Now, Captain Leos says he loves his job. He was inspired to become a police officer in 1984. He was one of the clerks at the McDonald's in San Ysidro when a mass shooting broke out. He saw a lot of his friends die and vowed if he survived, he would do something good with his life.
In good faith, I attempted to remedy the many complaints that I have been subjected to. But the retaliation at the executive level left me no option but to move forward with civil litigation. I fear retaliation as I talk with you today, but doing the right thing overrides the fear that I have.
And I reached out to the San Diego Police Department for comment. A spokesperson released the following statement. The San Diego Police Department promotes individuals based on their skills, qualifications, and performance. The executive leadership of the department currently includes sworn and professional staff with diverse backgrounds, including African American, Asian American, and Pacific Islander, and Latin American representation. SDPD remains committed to promoting the best candidates to serve our communities. And Captain Leos wants Chief Nislight to be placed on administrative leave. He also wants Mayor Gloria to step in and ensure that there is diversity throughout the department. I reached out to the mayor's office. It said they do not comment on pending litigation. Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.
Thank you, Kelly. Tonight, San Diego police are investigating the discovery of a woman's body inside a submerged van in Mission Bay.
The city official tells us a fisherman spotted the van under the water at South Shores Park. It was pulled out about 90 minutes ago. Investigators think the van was there since last night. We don't have any other details about the body found inside. We'll bring you any updates as we get them here and on our online platforms.
Kaiser Permanente and its employees have reached a tentative deal tonight that would prevent another strike. Kaiser says a new 4-year agreement will offer competitive wages, better benefits, and generous retirement income plans. About 75,000 employees were on strike for 3 days last week, and we're planning a 7-day strike next month if a deal was not reached. We will have much more on the deal coming up new tonight in our second half hour.
The International Association of Chiefs of Police annual conference is here in San Diego, and the director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is in San Diego as well, talking ghost guns.
CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes was there and joins us now live with more. Kirsten.
Yeah, the director of the ATF tells me that across the country, ghost gun statistics are up by 1,000%. That's why he says he's been here in San Diego working with local law enforcement to get ghost guns and the people who use them off the streets.
Privately made firearms or ghost guns, they shoot like traditional firearms, they wound like traditional firearms, they kill just like traditional firearms. The reason they're called ghost guns is because they're largely untraceable.
Stephen Dettelbach is the director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
And people who want to get ghost guns, a lot of the time, they're the people who don't want the gun to be traced. They don't want to have a background check before they get the firearm. The reason they don't want to do that is because they can't pass a background check. The reason they don't want a serial number is often because they're going to do something to hurt other people with the firearm.
He says across the country and right here in San Diego, ghost guns are a growing problem. Dettelbach says the Bureau did a study from 2017 through 2021 and found that ghost gun usage in crime increased 1,000% all across the country. Here in San Diego, according to SANDAG and the ATF, there was a 401% increase in ghost guns recovered by law enforcement from 2019 to 2021. That's why the San Diego Association of Governments received a federal grant from the Department of Justice to help track ghost guns.
That's why the City of San Diego Police Department formed the ghost gun unit that's here. That's why ATF worked with them and DEA this summer to try and focus our efforts on what the intelligence is telling us is a really serious problem here in San Diego. And we were able to take that information and then map out over our information where would be the places in San Diego where we'd be most likely to find dangerous people using privately made firearms or ghost guns. And we were very successful. In just a 90-day period, we conducted over 168 law enforcement operations. We arrested 50 individuals. We prosecuted those people, both in federal court and state court.
According to the ATF, preliminary data shows that ghost gun seizures here in San Diego County, they're catching fewer of those this year, but they say the rate of ghost gun seizures, that rate is significantly higher than it has been over the past few years. Reporting live for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Now, Kirsten, of course, several approaches happening here at the same time between all these law enforcement agencies to get a hold on this. What else is our local law enforcement doing to help keep ghost guns out of San Diego here?
Okay, so SDPD established a team in 2021 called the Ghost Gun Apprehension Team. ATF says it was one of the first of its kind in the entire country, and that's just one of the ways that they're stopping ghost guns from staying on our streets here in San Diego. Jesse?
All right, Kirsten Holmes live for us tonight. Kirsten, thank you.
48 Hours is taking a deep dive into a local murder case involving a Solana Beach woman accused of killing her stepfather. Prosecutors say Jade Jenks killed Tom Merriman days after she found nude photos of herself on his computer. CBS 8's David Goffredson talked to the 48 Hours correspondent, taking an in-depth look at this case.
It was New Year's Day 2021 when a strange call came into the San Diego Sheriff's Department. The caller said his friend had confessed to murder.
She said that she had possibly killed her stepdad.
The accused woman was Jade Jenks, an interior decorator. She lived next door to the alleged victim, Tom Merriman, her stepfather.
Saturday's episode of 48 Hours is airing coincidentally on Jade Jenks' 40th birthday. But chances are she won't be watching. She's currently serving a 25 years to life sentence in a state prison north of Fresno.
We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Jade Sasha Jenks, guilty of the crime of murder.
In December, Jenks was found guilty of drugging and suffocating her 64-year-old stepfather, Tom Merriman. Jenks testified at trial in her own defense, telling jurors she had found hundreds of nude photos of herself on Merriman's computer just 10 days before he died.
I couldn't believe it. I was in complete shock.
Jenks testified the images were hers, stolen from her laptop and camera card. Prosecutors allege Jenks gave Merriman sleeping pills and alcohol, rendering her stepdad unconscious before suffocating him in the back of her truck.
Police discovered him wrapped in a blanket under a pile of trash in his driveway.
CBS's Tracy Smith is the correspondent taking a deep dive into the case this Saturday night on 48 Hours.
Jade says that he overdosed in her car, and when she discovered he was dead, she panicked and she didn't know what to do, and she left him in the driveway.
But in the end, it was the text messages that did her in.
There are dozens of text messages between Jade and a man she was trying to get to help her that say things like, "I just dosed the hell out of him," and "I can't keep a kicking body in my trunk." Prosecutors say that Jade over-medicated Tom and then strangled him, but there was no physical evidence of strangulation.
David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
48 Hours conducted new interviews with attorneys and people on both sides of the Jade Jenks case. The episode airs Saturday night at 10 right here on CBS 8.
Today, city and community leaders celebrated new funding for Memorial Park in Chula Vista. $3.5 million is being allocated from the state budget to go towards park lighting and security. Leaders say today a lack of lighting has led to a spike in graffiti, vandalism, and drug activity at the park. They hope the coming upgrades will help deter that and the park better serve the community.
Still ahead, Representative Jim Jordan re-enters the House Speaker race and has a new opponent.
Plus, President Biden talks with the families of Americans still missing in Israel.
Well, we are saying goodbye to our Friday now. Our sunset is going to be at 6:18 for tonight. We're gearing up for a pretty warm weekend. Details are ahead.
Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, the movie, is finally here. The party happening right now for fans at Mission Valley.